If you're new to the channel, my name is Oliver and I'm a 3-time Inc. 500 real estate entrepreneur. I'm a co-founder of a brokerage with over 1,000 agents doing $4 billion in sales, and I'm an active real estate investor. But most importantly, I'm passionate about helping you grow your real estate business. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go.
And my father and my brothers and I founded Memphis Invest, but I got started in real estate back in December of 2002 in Broward County, Florida, Fort Lauderdale. I had just gotten out of a arbitrage business, a wholesaling business of groceries, and had been really successful at it, but got a little too big for my britches and kind of got run out of there by my partners at the time. And so stumbled into real estate, was kind of a victim of those late night infomercials. Went to one of those seminars and kind of put 2 and 2 together and realized what I had just been doing in the grocery industry, which was an industry I'd been very successful at. I built, helped to build the 7th largest privately held company in the state of Florida, right? So we were doing almost $2 billion a year by the time I was 30.
And that was arbitraging grocery products.
Groceries. That's all I would buy a truck of Maxwell House coffee in one market. I would mark it up, put it on a truck, and go sell it into another market where the manufacturer was selling it much higher.
It's great.
They were selling the exact same product in 2 different markets for huge price discrepancies, and I was the, punk kid that would come in there and say, "Wow, I can buy it here and I can sell it there. Why don't I just do that?" And turned it into millions and millions and millions of dollars.
And that's one of those things that most people have probably never even heard of, like didn't even realize that you could do that.
No, I was very fortunate. My father, I grew up in the grocery industry. We owned grocery stores and convenience stores when I was a kid. And we just noticed that this was going on. Back in those days, we could see that there were discrepancies in the price. And so we got introduced to that opportunity that potentially we could buy it one place, pay all cash for it, right? So took a lot of risk, throw it on the back of a truck and just ship it to another place and see what happened. And man, it just, like I said, it took off. By the time I was 23, we were doing $50 million a year. It was crazy.
Wow.
Basically running a garage sale service, buying somebody else's trash and turning it into cash on the other end. It was nuts. And it still happens today, by the way. Huge, huge industry. But anyway, I got out of that business, stumbled into real estate and figured out that what I had been doing before, I could be doing over here, wholesaling houses. I never knew that wholesaling houses even existed.
Okay. So you were actually looking to apply the same concept, the arbitrage concept.
I wasn't looking to do it. I was looking to not be broke is what happened, right? Okay. I left the grocery industry and I left there, like I said, kind of in a huff. My business partners and I had a run-in, and I was 30 years old, just full of, you know what, and just thought I knew everything, and walked out of there one day, and it took me a couple of years to realize I didn't know anywhere near as much as I thought I did, and pretty much lost everything, lost millions of dollars, was just nowhere near as smart a business guy as I thought that I was, and it took me getting humbled to figure that out, because putting everything in context, from the time I was 17 until I was 30, like I said, I helped build a $1.7, $1.8 billion a year business. Everything I had done had turned to gold.
Yeah, you're feeling pretty good.
Hey, I didn't know what failure, I had no idea what failure felt like at all. And so I just thought that, I was going to go out there and just rock it. And over a course of 2 years, I figured out real quick I wasn't that smart. And so I got humbled, got knocked down, lost a lot of money, got taught a lot of lessons, and ultimately ended up, like I said, at a place where I was just humiliated enough to listen to one of those infomercials, go down there, make the trip, and was smart enough and bold enough, quite frankly, to make that investment, because it was pretty scary. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I after losing as much money as I had lost over 2 years, even $1,000 sounded like a lot of money, but I did it.
And most people won't. They won't make that move.
Oh no. Well, not only will they not make the move, but then when they make the move, whatever they just invested in will sit on a shelf and they'll never do anything with it. And I was just broke enough, just in bad enough situation, just desperate enough, if you will, that I was like, I'm going to do this. And within probably 90 days, I'd figured out that this is what I needed to be doing. I could make money quickly. My business senses, if you will, kind of kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
And in the first year, I flipped 90 houses, made $1 million. And I was like, I got this. I'm gone, right? And I started doing it. My father was doing it up in Memphis. I was doing it in Florida. My other brother was doing it. Chris was doing it in Colorado. We were all having a lot of success at it, but all doing it very independently. Memphis Invest did not exist at this point. And then as the market turned during the Great Recession, if you will, I was down in that. If you've ever seen the movie, the movies where the Big Short, and I was in the heart of that, where the guy goes down and the stripper owns 5 houses. And that was our life, right? Money was free. And so we were buying houses like crazy. We were flipping houses so fast. I mean, I'd buy a house and put a sign in the yard, literally do nothing to it, and make $50,000 in 2 weeks.
Wow.
It was nuts, just crazy. And so the point being is that it was highly erratic, highly chaotic. And so I had a lot of investors that were buying a lot of houses from me. There were a lot of people that had a lot of cash. I'd figured out a way to systematize this thing and really get it going. The problem is that when the market collapsed, everybody got scared to death, as they should. And so what's interesting is when everybody's scared, something like Memphis, Tennessee, which is just slow and steady cash flow, where you're buying these houses for $100,000, making a nice little 8 to 12% profit every year, and you don't have to do anything. Mm-hmm. That looks pretty sexy.
Yeah.
And so I started bringing my buyers into Memphis. My brother started bringing his buyers into Memphis. My dad was sitting there basically building this company, Memphis Invest, that was servicing all these buyers. And through a lot of trial and tribulation, ups and downs, and as the saying goes, you do it long enough, you'll figure it out. We started figuring out how to take out-of-state buyers and provide them a really good asset based out of Memphis, Tennessee, cash flowing asset, and take care of all the
100% turnkey.
100% turnkey. I mean, turnkey wasn't even a term when we started this, right? You hear turnkey now, but back then turnkey wasn't even that term did not even exist. And now, like you said, 5,000 houses later, 5,000 properties under management, 7 cities. I mean, it's just kind of turned into a massive business at this point. But it all started very humble beginnings. Everybody's just trying to flip houses and make a living and figure out how to make lemonade out of lemons, right? When all your customers are running for the door, how can we figure out how to keep servicing them? That's what we did.
And just stacked them up.
Yeah, I mean, we had the buyers. There were plenty of people sitting in Florida that had cash, and they wanted to buy. They just didn't want to buy in Florida.
Right.
Because it was too crazy. The market was collapsing. And Memphis was one of those few markets, Memphis and Dallas and a few others, that really did not experience
never really goes up, never really goes down.
I mean, it's just not that sexy. Mm-hmm. It just sits there and putters along. But again, when you're looking for stability, when you're looking for security, when you're looking for a healthy return on investment year after year after year, that really lent itself nicely to that situation. And that's how it began. And now it's just turned into where we clearly understand that this is what it is, right? Good market or bad market. This is where, if you want cash flow, this is where you want to be. Just invest in cash flow markets.
Cool.
But that's how it started.
I love that. Click the link in the description below. And while you're here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for future videos.